I don't believe in accuracy. Accuracy, schmaccuracy. What the hell is accuracy got to do with great sounding audio? Who cares? Well, no, some people do care, but I don't understand. Well, I don't understand why they care, because I don't know where the accuracy is. It certainly isn't in recordings, right? People don't use measurement microphones or attempt to really make recordings that sound accurate, right? It's not. People make recordings, audiophile labels included, to have a sound that the producer, engineer, and maybe even the musicians think sounds good, but accuracy isn't really a prime motivator when it comes to making records. So if it isn't in the initial recording, why are we chasing it in audio gear, speakers and electronics? Why? Now you could say, I know the answer. The answer is because you want to hear what's really in the recording. And I would state right here, up front, that's not really possible. It's just not possible to really hear what's in a recording. There are so many variables. I mean, one of the things that drives me crazy about recordings is that there's not even such a thing as reference level when it comes to recording music. So we don't know what the level was that the engineers were using to make the recording. Just something as simple as that they could run a 1K tone and say, here we are recording, and the reference level is 78 dB, 1K tone. And then you would play back the tone at the beginning of the recording, set it to the 1K tone to be 78 dB, and then you would be listening at exactly the same level, the accurate level of what the engineers heard when they recorded, mixed, and mastered that record. But you can't. And something as basic and as simple as that has been out of reach, right? So knowing what's in a recording, I mean, that's just the simplest part, right? But what's in a recording, like the sound of the bass, the sound of the drums, the sound of the keyboards, the sound of the guitars, strings, blah, 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 all that stuff. It's so complex. It's such a moving target. There's no way to really nail it down to say, yes, this is an accurate representation of what went down in the studio, because after all, what went down in the studio and winds up in the record are not the same thing, because what went down in the studio wasn't mixed yet, right? It was, and usually the band isn't necessarily playing it all together live, and the vocals may not have been live, so there wasn't ever a there to be accurate to. So, but could a speaker be accurate? Can the signal going into a speaker coming out of a speaker? I guess it could be accurate in terms of, well, moving towards flat frequency response, and maybe passing a square wave, but in terms of accurately reproducing a musical signal that went into a speaker and coming out of a speaker, I think that's beyond today's level of technology. I don't think that that's remotely doable. I suppose amplifiers, you could say what goes into an amp and comes out of an amp, you could invert them and say, yes, it's exactly the same. But when you get to sources like turntables and tone arms and phono cartridges, accuracy goes out the window. And when it comes to DACs even, right? DACs have filters that change things, right? There isn't really a way to say what went in and what came out of a DAC. A to D, analog to digital, digital to analog, are they exactly the same? No. So, there you have it. My frustration with the word accuracy, it's just doesn't seem to have a place in audio. And I'm not saying there should be. I'm saying, well, let's say, okay, there should be for the people who care about it, but it is not yet achievable. How about that? I'll hedge a little bit and say, someday in the future, we will be able to have 100% accurate audio systems. And when we do, my name is Steve Guttenberg. This is the Audiophiliac Daily Show, which kind of comes up daily. No, it does. 7 days a week daily. And that Daily Show on Comedy Central? It's 4 days a week. My show is 7 days a week. My show is more daily than the Daily Show. Imagine. If you like it, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. When you subscribe, you'll have a little option of hitting this bell, this little symbol of a bell. If you click on that, you will be notified every time there's a new episode of this show. Like these videos, share them, etc., etc. And I'll see you back here again very, very soon. Thank you for watching.